Greetings, exalted ones.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Noisy Boy here, and I'm back with another hero guide for Star Wars Battlefront 2. And in today's hero guide, I'm going to show you guys how to not suck with Emperor Palpatine. But before we get started, guys, if you guys are enjoying this series, remember to smash the like button and comment in the comment section below. Unlimited power! And if you're new to the channel, think about subscribing, because I'd love to hear your feedback and your comments in the comment section below. Now what I'll do, guys, is break this up into categories. I'll talk about his weapons, we'll talk about his base traits and movements, his abilities, star cards, and what I suggest for strategies and tips. Alright guys, now remember, just sit back and relax, and let's do it. The sinister ruler of the Galactic Empire is a daunting opponent. The Emperor's mastery of the dark side allows him to wield terrifying powers against the forces of good. And when it comes to his weapons, the Emperor wields Force Lightning as his regular weapon, and it also uses to fuel his arsenal for special abilities. Force Lightning is a dark side ability used to torture, disfigure, and even kill. Sith shoot Force Lightning through their hands by calling on their hatred and aggressive feelings. This ability can destroy normal infantry within seconds of contact. Palpatine can use this ability with both hands by activating both triggers on each hand, which is L2 and R2. But the damage has a trade-off. When you hit L2 and R2 together, you consume more stamina faster. Currently, Palpatine can shoot his lightning through walls, which is totally ridiculous. It should be nerfed, which is supposed to be happening very soon. And this ability can be buffed with star cards, which we'll discuss later on in the video. Let's move on to base traits and movements. His current HP stands at 650, which is about average compared to all the heroes and villains in Star Wars Battlefront 2. But his normal run and sprint is very slow, and his side-to-side dodge is adequate, and a near gliding force jump. But where Palpatine shines is his spinning forward dash ability. In Star Wars Battlefront 2015, this was one of his main abilities, which also had an ability cooldown, but is now considered a base move, which you should be spamming to move around the map all the time. This dash makes the Emperor one of the fastest in-game players, being able to cross maps with ease. Let's move on to Emperor Palpatine's three abilities: Chain Lightning, Electrocute, and Dark Aura. Chain Lightning strikes the target and then spreads to hit other nearby enemies. This ability has excellent range, and with certain star cards, it can be used to heal Palpatine, so it's a very, very good ability. I use this a lot to finish off heroes and heroes versus villains, and also to heal myself in Galactic Assault when players are all grouped up together, say in corridors. Let's move on to Electrocute, which Palpatine immobilizes his enemies in front of him. Now you just got to remember that it's only in front of him, it's not around him, so you got to be aware of that. That speaks for itself, really, though. The only downfall to popping this is the slow animation, which is usually why I usually flank players and come up behind them or beside them, and while they're distracted I pop this on them. And there is also star cards, which also gives you like extra damage against anyone affected by Electrocute, and also star cards that will give it like a better range, but I'll chat about that in a sec. The next ability is Dark Aura. The area around the Emperor is charged with force energy, damaging and slowing a foe, so it's pretty good. And there's also star cards that can increase the area of effect of this ability, which comes in handy when you want to keep your distance from heroes, and doubles up as another means of damage over time. I always pop this before a fight just to slow enemies, and hopefully other players can pick them off as well, and the same thing in Galactic Assault. Very, very handy. Alright guys, let's talk star cards. Now in star cards, I'll be talking about heroes versus villains and Galactic Assault, but I've been actually mucking around a little bit with these star cards and just changing them up and using different ones. Probably a little bit of different builds that everyone's probably used to, but I'll do them anyway. Usually the main builds I do for heroes versus villains, I'll go with Lightning Reach, which gives you increased range, and at Epic it gives you 30%, which is friggin' awesome. I think all builds for Palpatine should have this. And secondly, I'll have Rule of 2. Now I do change this one out, so this is optional, but this is what I like to do because Emperor Palpatine's two-handed lightning attack deals bonus damage to enemies that are electrocuted. So if you pop Electrocute and freeze them at Epic level, your two-handed lightning attack does 30% more damage. Now that is insane. Now when you've got them stunned and you hit them with lightning reach and rule of 2, you can devastate players in Heroes vs Villains. And for the last one, I usually go in full control as well. Emperor Palpatine's lightning attacks deal drains less stamina, and at epic level that's 16%. Now that's a must. Pretty much in Heroes vs Villains, in full control and lightning reaches is a no-brainer. You have to have them. But this can be optional if you want rule of 2. But if you want to swap out rule of 2, I suggest using Growing Darkness. I haven't, this is another one I've been playing with. I haven't actually upgraded it to up more, but at 20% it pretty much is Dark Aura grows larger and larger for as long as it is active. So if you've got it active from start to finish and just run it all out, it grows at 20%. So that's a massive, that's good for playing a defensive role or playing at distance, which is very, very good. Now in Galactic Assault I usually run a bit of a different one, but I've also been playing with a little bit of playing a little bit there too, and I usually run Lightning Reach, which obviously gives you that increased range. Lightning Absorption. Now every target struck by chain lightning will heal the Emperor Palpatine for a small amount of health. Now at epic level that's 30. Now from what I've tested, if you hit someone it usually jumps to another person, so that's 60 points of health every time you throw this one out. Now for the next one I usually will run I'll usually run in full control as well, so I'll usually go Lightning Reach, Lightning Absorption, and then in full control. Now this this next part that I'm going to talk about is just like a second one that I've been playing around with, and I think it's friggin' awesome. What I've been running lately is just, I actually haven't amped it up yet, but I usually run Lightning Reach and Lightning Control obviously, but I've been playing around with this one as well. I haven't upgraded it either, but I've been looking to earn the parts to get this up. Now Surge of Lightning. Chain lightning can bounce to more targets. Now think about it. Oh sorry, I've got that completely wrong. I go Lightning Reach, Lightning Absorption for the health, and then I'll go Surge of Lightning. Now that's a bit of more of an aggressive build. You can actually, I've been trying to work this one out because I was actually working this one up first before I started working this one. So sorry, here we go again. Lightning Reach, Lightning Absorption, and Surge of Lightning. Now you've got the reach. I'm not really too much worried about the power because you're in Galactic Assault, but we've got Lightning Absorption, which obviously heals you. Now it's 30 points at epic level, which is not bad, but if you can get this to epic, which is 4 points, you've got 3, 6, 9, 12, you've got 120 points back to you every time. So you can just run in, zap a couple of guys, take a bit of hits, and then smash everyone with chain lightning, and you don't have to kill them. All you have to do is hit them. So if you're bouncing from 3 to 4 guys, you can almost tank your way through it, and because you've got the reach you can pull out if you need to, go back in if you need to, and just keep popping it. What I suggest doing is just running in, zapping 1 or 2 dudes, throw in Lightning Absorption, and then smash them with a chain lightning, because what happens is Palpatine is just one massive target. Because he's not super fast, especially when he's in mid-air, you're gonna cop a lot of hits. So if you're gonna hit them with chain lightning, Lightning Absorption plus Surge of Lightning, you're gonna be getting a whole heap of health back pretty damn quick. Then you can hit and run, come out, wait for chain lightning to come back, and then go back in and just zap them all again, chain lightning, hit them with Dark Aura, all the good bits. And like I said before, if you can master that type of style, because don't get me wrong, Palpatine is a very good hero, but he's more of a defensive supporting player, which is pretty much what everyone else will tell you. But I've been trying to work on like a more of an attacking, tanky type Palpatine. So I said, you guys can try it yourself if you want to work up Surge of Lightning and that Lightning Absorption. Test it for yourself. I think the results are going to be really good if you're smart and you use the right tactics. So, and that's pretty much the star cards I use, guys. So hopefully this did help. Now let's move on to strategies and tips. Now when it comes to strategies and tips, if Palpatine is used in the right hands properly, he can be very devastating in both Heroes vs Villains and Galactic Assault. I've seen people in Galactic Assault get 110 eliminations in one hit. Now that's pretty OP, but what I suggest is, with Palpatine and his spinning dash, you can move a lot quicker than most, which gives him a lot of speed and agility. So what I suggest in both Galactic Assault and Heroes vs Villains is a lot of horizontal and vertical movements. In other words, jump and dash a lot, or while you're jumping, attack. When you hit the ground from a jump, dash. Stuff like that. And in Galactic Assault, I like the hit and run tactic, but bear in mind that Palpatine is more of a support player, so play defensive. Get in, zap one or two enemies, fire off your chain lightning, get your health back, then get the fuck out. Hopefully while you're doing this you'll have 2 or 3 other players or another hero kicking around to finish off anyone else. And a pro tip too, you can actually spin, dash and chain lightning at the same time, so keep that in mind when you want to escape. Well, anyway guys, hopefully that did help. This is the end of the hero guide. I would like to hear your feedback and your comments about this one because I love Palpatine. I haven't quite mastered him yet, but I'm getting there, and I've actually had some pretty exciting stuff happen while using him, so hopefully I can get your feedback on this one. Well, anyway guys, if you did like this one, remember to smash that like button and comment in the comment section below. Unlimited power! And if you're new to the channel, think about subscribing because I'd love to hear your feedback and your comments in the comment section below. I am your host, Noisy Boy. Thanks for coming on by, and as always guys, stay noisy.